My name's Matt. I'm 52 years old, and I'm a ramp agent at the local airport.
Okay, so does that involve being the one to cart the luggage on and off?
In layman's terms, I throw bags for a living.
Well, listen, you're about to throw sandbags on Survivor, so...
Yeah, I've got experience, so I'll be that far ahead of the rest of the tribe.
Have you always worked at the airport, or...?
Well, for over 10 years, but
Okay.
Not always. Before that, I was in finance, so I've got a...
Interesting, okay.
Checkered past. Yeah, I got really, I don't know, what an epiphany, is that the right word?
Yeah.
I decided one day I don't particularly like the white collar crowd, and the career path is not really where I want to be when I hit retirement age, and I quit.
Interesting. So then what drove you to the airport?
A friend of mine worked there, and I said, why in the hell do you work at the airport, man? He said, I fly for free. I just got back from Paris, first class. Didn't cost me a dime. And I thought about it. You know what? I love to travel. I'm a cheap bastard. I could use some free airfare. And I looked into it a little bit, and sure enough, you work the airport, you fly for free. And so that's what snagged me, and it's what kept me there all this time.
Well, let's talk about what had you making the $1 million flight out here to Fiji. So give me your history with Survivor and what made you decide to make that other, big shift to add Survivor player to your resume.
It's funny. I'm not a TV guy. I don't even know how to work the remote. But my wife got me into Survivor 10, 12 years ago. And from the very, very beginning, I was like, I like this show. Let's watch some more. We'd sit there and binge watch the past seasons, and what are we going to do tonight? Let's watch some Survivor. Pick a season, and it just became my thing. And for years, I thought of it. I see Probst on there. Yeah. You think you got what it takes? Apply now.
I love how you voice him like he's like 90 years old at this point.
He's older than me. The only guy on this island older than me. But I always thought in the back of my head, I probably should do that. I think I'd be good at that. And one day we're watching, we had some friends over, and I was bitching about someone doing something. I'm like, that's the wrong move. You should have done that. My wife's friend says, you're always talking about it. Why don't you do it? Mm-hmm. And that kind of struck a chord. I thought, you know what? I'm not the kind of guy who sits around and talks about doing things. I get up and I busted out the camera, made a video, and all of a sudden, here I am on the island.
Yeah, you're ready to walk the walk after talking the talk.
Exactly.
Well, let's talk about some people that have walked in these footsteps before. Give me one winner and one non-winner who you identify with the most. Could be personally, strategically, anything under the sun.
Oh, hell. Who I identify with? The word identify,
yeah.
I'd go with Tyson, because
okay.
He's from Utah. He's got long hair. He's a smart ass with a quick wit. And I think I've got a lot of the same characteristics as Tyson does. Mm-hmm. And, come from a very similar background.
Oh, really?
Raised in the Mormon religion, and kind of walked away from that. And so I can relate to his journey, and I really enjoyed watching him play. He's a fan favorite. He's one of my
fan favorite to come.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Yeah, we've got that in common too.
Exactly. What about a non-winner?
There's a ton
I know you got
of
a lot more to choose from.
I like Christian.
Christian.
I really like Christian a lot. I told my wife, I said, if I get out there and I run into a Christian, do I have your permission to start up a bromance? She's like, you do what you got to do, man.
That's a unique hall pass, I gotta say, So what would you say is your favorite moment in Survivor history, looking back? Would it be anything involving a Tyson or a Christian?
Oh, I like Christian going off on his endurance challenge, with it just talking and talking and talking and talking. I thought, strategy, it worked for him. I don't know. I like the funny little things that they put in. I like how the producers edited. Oh crap!
Just describe it to me. Yeah.
What's her name? Debbie Wanner. How she was always her occupation always changed
so
with the edit, and I love that.
I mean, yeah, you can speak as well for someone who has a lot of varied careers.
There you go. Yeah, in fact, when I was making my audition video, I was talking about all of my successes and licenses and credentials, and I thought that was great. I played it back. I thought, I sound like Debbie Wanner. I got to redo this.
I don't know if it's coincidence that you're out here then, you know? I mean, to that point, are you going to disclose anything about like your financial background to anybody out here?
I don't think so. Not up front. I'm a RHAP agent, and I can walk that walk. I've been doing it for over 10 years. If they want to talk about it, I'll tell you everything you want to know about the job. So it's not like I'm making up an occupation.
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll come up eventually. You know, if you're on the island long enough, you get to know the people here, and hopefully I make some friends. I want to leave here with some lifelong friends, some people that I'm still talking to 20 years from now. And of course, we're going to talk about more than what I did the last 10 years. I'm obviously had some life experience. I got gray hair, and they're not gonna buy the fact that I've been a RHAP agent my entire career. So we'll see how it goes.
Well, you talk about those varied experiences. What's one life experience though you felt has prepared you most for what you're about to undergo?
I don't know if my childhood counts as a life experience, but
tell me about that.
How I was raised, living outdoors, camping, fishing, hunting. It's just how I was raised. That was normal, and I loved every minute of it. I'm not saying I was, neglected and thrown out in the bushes. It was just, what do you want to do? If my dad said, you want to go to Disneyland or do you want to go camping? I'd pick camping. This just how I grew up, and so that part of the game I think is going to be easy for me. Hopefully, I've got some people on my tribe who are weaker in that side, and I can step up and help and be the tribe provider.
I was about to ask, is that something you want to do?
I want to prove my worth. I want to give them a reason not to boot me. So yeah, if whatever I can do around camp, I'm more than happy to step up and fill that role.
So outside of that natural prep, what was your prep like when you found out you were coming out here? Physically, mentally, emotionally? What were you doing to get ready for whatever this is about to be for you?
Well, I quit drinking beer.
Okay.
I started going to the gym. I told my wife when I got the call, I said, I'm going to try and have a six-pack by the time I got there. She's like, first off, you don't have time.
Quit drinking a six-pack, yeah.
First off, you don't have time. And second off, why? A big part of my I don't know if it's strategy, but my approach is going to be my look. I'm kind of a Trojan horse. I'm going to be so stealth out there. He's just the funny old fat guy. He's no threat. Let's keep him around. He catches fish. He doesn't. But I don't want to go in there being totally ripped. I don't want to be the strongest guy in the tribe. Even if I could, it would take me a year. And when they tell you you're going to Fiji, you don't have a year to prepare.
Yeah. So, what about anything, puzzles, fire making? You do any of that?
I tried. I had a flint and steel in the garage. I whipped it out and made a fire in about 10 seconds and thought, I don't need to practice this. So, but yeah, I played with some puzzles. I'd never in my life done a slide puzzle before, so I figured that out. I know how those work now. And that'll, again, be one of the things I hope I can keep in my back pocket is, well, I'm dumb, man. I'll look pretty and lift heavy things, but you guys take care of the puzzles until we get to the end. And holy shit, that guy can do puzzles. So hopefully we get that far. What
would you say is your biggest superpower and your biggest piece of kryptonite that you're bringing into this game?
Oh, hell. My superpower, dude, I don't know.
You've got too many to pick from.
That's right. My superpower. You know what? I've got an inner strength that no one can see.
There we go.
You go throw bags at the airport for 11 years and see what it does to your inner core muscles. And they're going to think, oh, this guy can't do that. He can't hold on to that. He can't lift that. And I'll surprise him with what I can do on the physical side of things.
What about the kryptonite?
I don't know. I'm loyal to a fault.
Okay.
I need to make sure that when I make friends and alliances, I keep my distance and realize we're playing a game. There's $1 million on the line and there's one winner.
Yeah.
And my strongest alliance, my best friend, my ride or die, whatever you want, my number one is at some point going to stab me in the back. And so, it's to go in there and understand that everybody is lying.
Yeah.
It's going to be hard for me because I like to make a friend and build a bond and trust that guy's or that girl's got my back.
Right.
And that's not the case out here. So that'll be tough for me, and I just got to be conscious of the fact that we're in the game, and that's what's going on.
You talked about your perception earlier. Do you think that you're going to be perceived as, what you're trying to put across? You're going to try to do anything to help steer into that curve?
Yeah, I'm just going to play the role.
Yeah.
Just hey, I'm here for the experience. I'm surprised they ever picked me. Let's go. Hey, you take care of that because I don't know how. Hey, you do. I think I can play an idiot pretty easily.
Well, I think as well, you bring this up, your age, I think certainly differentiates you from others. Is that something you want to play up as well? Because there is this thing about, like, the moms and dads out here, right? Like the tribe parents. It's nice to help build that community. At the same time, nobody wants to be voted out by their mom or their dad.
Well, I kind of knew, or I kind of thought I would be the oldest guy out here. But when I first saw the rest of the tribe members, what do you call them? Players, contestants,
Castaways,
survivors,
yeah.
Castaways. I looked around, and I think the average age is about 27. They look at me, and they probably all think I'm 97. I'm much older than the next oldest guy on the island. So
Yeah.
I don't think I have to play it up. I think it's in your face, obvious. So.
Well, let's talk about some of these youngins that are around you, because I'm sure you've been sitting around, we've got nothing but time out here making some assessments. So we'll start on the positive side of things. You can use their initials, you can describe them to me. Who are some people you're getting good vibes from? That it's like, best case scenario, we hit the beach together, this is a possible ride or die for me. I'm pleasantly surprised with the group. I'm thrilled that I got cast onto this season with this group because you use the word vibes, and that's all we have at this point. We can't talk to each other, and I'm thrilled with the positive vibes that are coming from the group, and just the head nods, the looks, there's the body language. If I had to pick a couple, pick a couple.
Yeah, hell, give me any of them, but there's Survivor kind of, I don't know if they coined it, but they now own the term unapologetically yourself. I like that, and I like the people that wear it on their sleeve. Look at me, I'm an old white guy with dreads. And there's a girl with pink hair. And you can look at her and know she doesn't care what anybody thinks. She is like the epitome or the essence of unapologetically yourself. I think she'd be fun to get to know and to work with. The guy with the big fluffy muscles who pumps himself at the gym all day. He looks like a really cool guy. And again, the just wearing it on your sleeve. The guy's got a barbell nipple ring.
Only one?
I don't know. I haven't kept track, but I think that might be a first on Survivor. A guy with a nipple piercing out there.
You know what it is? The last one I can think of was Dr. Sean from the first
Did
season.
he?
Had a nipple piercing.
Okay,
so
there we go.
There you go, following in his footsteps.
But he looks like somebody I'd like to work with. And I mentioned my Trojan horse.
Yeah.
He's kind of the opposite of it, and he's a perfect meat shield. It's just like, hey, let's do it, because everybody's going to at some point come after you.
Yeah.
And I can say, oh, look at that guy.
It's him, not me.
No.
So from that perspective, you talk about this authenticity, right? This openness. Is that something you're seeking in an ally, of just someone you want to work with in general?
That's who I like to hang out with. Those
Yeah.
are my people. Anybody who would apply to be on Survivor, that's the kind of person I want to hang out with. But the people that are not scared to be different and to look different and to to basically just say fuck you if you don't like it. This is who I am. Those are the kind of people I want to be around. Those are the kind of people I vibe well with, and hopefully I can run into a few of them out here and we can work something out.
Now, you had a lot of good praise for this group in general, but is there anybody who, on the other side of things, either you're not getting good stuff from, or you feel might be a threat down the line that you could look to take out soon?
Oh, I don't even throw anyone under the bus.
Oh, come on, under the plane.
Oh, no, that's a tough question when you haven't even spoken a word to most of these people. There are. I mentioned good vibes. There's sometimes you get the feeling that somebody's not talking to you because we can't talk to each other.
Right.
But there's one or two I get the feeling they're not talking to me because they don't want to talk to me.
Ooh,
so
interesting.
It's like, okay, well, whatever. We'll see what happens when we get out there.
Yeah. Any specifics on who those people are?
There's one just an hour ago. We're in the we get up at 3 a.m, come in here, we get stuffed into a dark tent, and we're all just sitting there not talking to each other. And one of them brings out like a weird light clip, hooks it onto her book, and starts reading her book, illuminating the entire tent. Like, okay. And then you get tired of sitting in a chair. At one point, she stands up and starts stretching, and it's like we're in some weird Masonic, I don't know, like the Knights of Templar or something. I'm like, what's going on? She needs a friend to tap her on the shoulder and say, hey, sweetie, add some self-awareness to your diet.
Right.
So, but she's one of the ones that I've got the vibe from that she just has no interest in me or talking to me. Or
what's she wearing today? I'm sure you saw from the book light.
Oh, man. She's gonna see this as some.
Yeah, but who knows what people are saying about you?
Yeah,
likewise,
Maybe we'll be best friends out
and
there.
that's the thing
and
as well.
We'll have a good laugh.
Exactly.
In
retrospect, this will all be like, remember when back in the days when I was calling you out with the book light, and now we're final two?
Pink fingernail polish and a cheap wristwatch.
Mm-hmm.
Some, I don't know, Santa Claus or something on her necklace. But
Santa Claus?
I don't know what it says. It's in cursive.
Gotcha. Really loves Christmas, I guess. So let's talk about stuff you might have in your Survivor carry-on here. Let's talk about idols, advantages, journeys. Is that something you want to incorporate into your game?
Of course.
Yeah.
What kind of question is that?
Well, I think that there certainly is some trepidation around, like, do I go on a journey? Do I hunt for an idol because it puts me out there in front so much? But it sounds like you're fully embracing it all.
Oh yeah, I'm one of the sit on your couch viewers that gets angry when somebody doesn't. Oh, it's a beware advantage. I can't risk my vote. I'm putting this back.
Yeah.
Why did you even go out there if you're not going to play the game? So yeah, I'm going to take advantage of every opportunity that comes down the pike, and one of them might burn me, but I'd rather what do you say, go down swinging?
Yeah, die on your feet rather than live on your knees.
There you go.
So on that note, if you do find something, if your hunt is successful, are you going to tell anybody you found something?
No. The easy answer is no, unless at some point I have a reason. If I need to build some trust, but you've watched the show. Every time you tell somebody, it blows up on you. It's a bad strategy. Unless there's a very legitimate reason, it's got to be your last play. If you find something and no one else is around, there's no reason anybody needs to know about that.
Well, let's put you in production shoes for a second, speaking of these idols' advantages. If you could bring in a previous advantage or a twist from a season before this, or you could come up with something new if you're getting creative, that you want to work with on this season, what would it be?
Oh, tell it, the advantage or the idol you can play after the votes.
Yeah.
But they're never bringing that back.
Right,
that was almost cheating.
I mean, it's tough though if someone else finds it though, because then you're like, well, I can't ever take a shot at you.
Yeah.
So, looking at this general sense of the game, when things start out, there's things that are known maybe in the new era as like disaster tribes, right? This idea of a tribe that goes time after time after time to tribal council. If you, not manifesting this, but if there's a worst case scenario where you wind up on one of those tribes, do you anticipate your approach and your gameplay changing when you're going to see Jeff every other night?
I guess it would have to. the hope is you're one of the guys who doesn't light your torch until day 12. But yeah, if you're on a bad tribe and you can't win a challenge, it all comes down to your social game and who's left on your tribe, and trying to build a hierarchy there, and getting on top of everybody who's still there.
Yeah.
And there's no way you can come up with a strategy before you're out there and you know who you're playing with, and you're familiar with their characteristics and what they're thinking, and what tribe you're on, who's on. You got to get into the game before you can even start building your strategy. But an overall blanket statement is, I want to be everybody's buddy.
Yeah.
I guess why I'm steering the conversation this way is the scenario you just described,
right,
is exactly what happened to Kinsey on Kinsey's season, and all she did was be nice to everybody. She won the season.
Yeah.
And I would hope that I can sprinkle a little more strategy into it, but my foundation is I'm gonna be nice, and we'll build on that.
Yeah, mermaid dragging, you've got those like Dothraki braids going on right now.
That's right.
So you are someone who, again, was able to come from being a couch commentator to playing the game, so I'm sure you got a lot of opinions about the show or a player or a season. What would you say is your hottest Survivor take?
Hottest take?
Yeah, most controversial opinion.
Oh, you know what? Well, I'll throw to you just a real historic one that we can walk away from. I liked Russell.
Okay.
I did. I thought, you know what? He deserved to win the game. But I'm like, so what? He was a villain. He deserved to win the game. But there's like a definite polarization there on if you liked Russell or not. But he's yesterday's news at this point. One move that I liked, and I don't think he got any credit for, and I think he got a bad rap, was when Chris completely stole the entire season from Devin.
Yeah.
That was Devin's season.
Yeah.
Devin's was absolutely going to win that season. And then some guy who got voted out third and spent his entire season on Exile Island or Redemption Island or whichever one it was, comes back in, does everything right for about a minute and a half.
Yeah.
And then he steals the season because he put himself in the fire making, and the fire making was still relatively new at that point.
Right.
But nobody had thought to do that, to use it to build their resume. It was until that point just a bad thing, a punishment that
nobody wants to be in fire making.
You're going to push onto your worst enemy. And he said, the only way I'm A, building a resume, and B, getting rid of Devins is to put myself in fire against Devins.
Yeah.
And that's what won him the season. But I think you've got a group of people who doesn't like the fire making, which I disagree with them.
Okay.
I love it. I think it needs to stay. And then you've got a group of people that thought Chris was basically absent the entire season and doesn't deserve to win, which I disagree with. He won.
Mm-hmm.
He did what he had to do, and I say it was a brilliant move. And a lot of people say that sucked, that was stupid, it ruined the season. No, it didn't. Yeah, good for Chris.
Well,
and I feel bad for Devins because I loved Devins.
I know, it's tough. It's neither can live while the other survives. Going down in flames, literally. So on that note of, winners, jury votes, what I find so interesting is that if you're a juror, there is like unlimited criteria you can use when voting for someone, right? It could be likability, relationship, story, resume, etc. Right now, what would you say, if you were a juror, would be the core value you would use to vote for somebody? If the sentence is like, if I'm on the jury, I would vote for blank. Fill in that blank for me.
Whoever played the game the best or played the game the hardest.
So I was going to say best and hardest. Are they one and the same for you?
Well, I'm not going with whoever won the most challenges or whoever was the nicest or whoever had the best social game or whoever was, looked the best in their swimsuit. There's whoever played the game the best is like an all-encompassing, and you could wiggle things in or out of that depending on what transpires. But I'm not exactly sure. I might miss my character here, but I believe it was Spencer stood up in the jury to to advocate for Tony.
Yeah.
And he said, this guy played the game. And I think that turned the jury, because at that point they all hated him because he backstabbed every single one of them at some point. And they're like, this guy's not getting my vote. And then Spencer, I believe it was, stood up and said, why wouldn't you give him your vote? This is a game, and he outplayed us all. And I agree with that sentiment. And if I were on the jury, which I'm not going to be, it's irrelevant, but that's how I would look at the final three, is which one of you came out here and played the best game.
Lastly, I'm going to throw a weird scenario out to you. So we're bringing back the loved ones visit, but you can only bring out a celebrity or a fictional character as your loved one. Who are you picking and why?
Wow. This guy came out of nowhere. I've never been really that enamored with celebrities. I'm kind of leaning towards a fictional character.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Do it to it.
I'd bring out the, I don't even know her name in the series, but the girl from the Girl with the Dragon Tattoo books.
Okay, yeah. Lisbeth, I want to say.
Lisbeth, yeah. Let's get that Norwegian, Swedish accent to it, Lisbeth.
Yeah, and that's fun, though, because she's like, listen, super investigational, like...
Exactly. I like how her mind works, and I think that she could look at what's going on here and tell me, no, do this, get rid of that. I think she could puzzle it out, be like the scene in Little Man Tate where he's playing pool, and all of a sudden all the angles are coming in, and she just tell me, this is what you need to do. She was like brilliant in the strategy of things.
Yeah, absolutely. And listen,
you know what? I'm going to leave here and I'm going to think of 10 better ones, but I dug deep. I don't know where that came from.
I was going to say, this is like, she's in the zeitgeist like 10 years ago, but everything old is new again, you know? Well, this was an absolute delight, man. This was such a great time getting the chance to chat with you, to get to know you, because it seems like you just have such a clear like passion for life, you know, like based on the moves that you have made, and it's very clear that you're going to bring all of that into the game. And I love the Trojan horse analogy, and like the second they let you in those gates, man, watch out, because you're coming in and you're massacring them. So I'm looking forward to, when that siege takes place.
Well, thanks.
This is RHAP. We know reality TV.